Hey folks, Engineer 775 here, going live on YouTube. I know a lot of people are doing this now, so I thought it's about time I give it a shot. So hopefully, my problem with YouTube Live is a lot of times I end up in places where I cannot get good cell service because just the location does not lend itself. So, but I'm at my shop, and I just went and picked up a couple of things I wanted to share with you. They're together here the on my trailer right now. One is a Calmac ice bank, and the other is my hydronic chiller. And the chiller is a 5-ton chiller. I've shown you some of this before. This will be the fifth unit, fifth prototype that is out there. This is a simultaneous heat recovery chiller. So, hey, there's some people showing up here. Hey, Brandon. So, cool. So it's working pretty good. And I wanted to kind of put these things together. I got to put my glasses on to see who's popping in here. So this is going to be basically a 45-ton capacity ice storage vessel. It's a cold storage tank. You see my plumbing here. Everything's going to be 1.25 inches on this, and then you can see the fittings coming out of the chiller itself. Hey folks, good morning. I see. What's up? Hey, I see a lot of people popping in here. That's cool. Seems to be working. You can see I have 4 pipes. This is a 4-pipe system. I have cold water and hot water coming in. I'm going to try to change the camera around, do a little bit better job with this. All right. So is that change? All right, it's working. So you saw enough of me. This is the Calmac ice tank, and it is a 650-pound tank that will be full of water, and it will be frozen. This is the goal. It has PEX pipes inside that will have propylene glycol in them, about a 30% mixture of water and propylene glycol. And we'll be able to bring that glycol down to about 20 degrees Fahrenheit and freeze this tank solid. We're going to do that with solar. That is the goal. So we are gonna, let me see a little bit better here. Cold water in, hot water out. There are 2 heat exchangers behind this panel, so that all the energy required to make air conditioning cold water will be dumped over into the hot water side, so I can actually do my domestic water off of this, heat a spa, heat a pool, whatever you want to do. If you don't have a place to dump the water, it has a fan in the top to exhaust it to the atmosphere, but we don't want to waste that energy. We want to use it as much as possible. So these are going to be installed distance away from each other. That's why I wanted to show it to you put together. So how many volts is the solar? Good question. It's a combination. On one system, I'm going to have the Pica Energy 380 volt PV links, but I'm also running my solar system out here that is a 48 volt base system with an Outback Radium. So I've seen the questions come in. That's cool. Fire away questions if you got them. And so it's both. I can do 48 volt or 380 volt. And so hopefully that's not too confusing. But I am going to try to combine the AC outputs of my inverters. So again, 5-ton chiller, and it can be solar enabled. What are you going to use these for? What I'm going to use them for is to heat and cool my house and provide all the hot water that I need for taking showers. So I've recently removed all of the A coils from my refrigerant systems in the house. So I'm doing everything with water. You know I'm the water guy, right? You know I like to use water to do a lot of things. So I am finally get to the point where I'm going to use water to heat and cool my house. And water is still the gold standard in the hydronic world for moving heat around. So I'm going to be moving hot water and cold water around through a variety of systems, air handlers, fan coils, these ice tanks, and then some other expansion tanks. I'm going to have a hot and cold water tank. But my goal here, because I have a biomass boiler that will also be tied in with this, I want to make ice in the worst way. So the ultimate paradox is this on the sun. So picture during the day being able to make ice, or even if you have a utility company that allows you to use off-peak power to make ice, and then I'll have circulating pumps that will just move that glycol system through the ice to extract cooling. The main reason for that is I don't have to run the compressor that's in here if I have this as ice at night. During the day I can run the compressor, and extra capacity goes into making ice. I hope that makes sense. But if you look up anything to do with water in terms of heat transfer and moving heat around, it really still is the gold standard for doing it. Water has amazing properties for moving heat around. A lot of traffic here. What's going on? Anyway, so I wanted you to see these two units together. There will be a lot of plumbing. There will be a lot of controls and bypass valves, and you won't be able to get the gist of what's going on based on where they're being installed. But these two items are going to do a lot. And my goal is to, can you imagine being able to heat and cool your house, maybe in the South, being able to cool your home for free? And free, I mean, this stuff's expensive, but I mean, once you're installed and you've got the solar on, that you're actually able to heat and cool it without any electricity cost. So water has a high specific temperature. What that makes it a great medium. That's correct, Bradley. For free? Yes, for free. Nothing's free, but just using the sun and water in a wise way. That was my goal of starting my project, starting my channel, everything I do at my home was, could I take the resources that I have here, which is water, it is wood, it is solar. And so that's why I got tons of messages. That's why I'm doing this. This is kind of the pinnacle of what I've been after, is to use the resources on my property to produce a very low power bill, to do these things off grid in a sustainable way that doesn't cost me anything on a monthly basis. Yeah, there's a lot of work. This is an R&D project, but I find it fascinating. We also have applications for these in greenhouses to be able to lower the ambient temperature down, or to actually heat the greenhouse. And so there's some test projects we're working on in Maine that will allow you to grow food year-round using the hydronic principle. I will fly my drone up to your house later. What? I've seen these interesting comments pop up here. Well, then take some nice pictures if you fly your drone up here and send them to me. The comments went away. So it's cool. The longer you stay on, the more people show up. This is kind of fun. Take the shotgun. Oh, for the drone? Yes, sir. Do you need to be indoors undercover? No, I don't. This unit is NEMA 4R, I don't know what it is, but it's made to be outside. So none of my stuff is going to be buried or under roof. I will put the Calmac tank under a porch, just because it doesn't need to be in the sun. It's going to be ice, so that would be stupid. And I will be showing you in 2 weeks. I'm doing a 40 kW residential job that will have 2 of these tanks. We'll have 2 tanks, 2 chillers, 144 solar panels. We got a lot of work to do, and it's hopefully going to be on this old house on PBS. And the whole reason for it is to highlight, profile thermal storage for a residence. This is done in California through Ice Bear and Calmac. I think Ice Bear is a big one that does thermal storage. They do thermal storage out in California for peak load shaving. Sorry, the comments are going away quicker than I can get to them. I see that they just fade away on my phone quickly. Cool. I got some nice ones here. You are, I can't say the word, ugly. Great. Appreciate that. How many watts for each panel? Mine are 325s on some of the system. We do anything from 280 to 325s. How much do they weigh? I don't know what NEMA 4 is rating for outdoor weather resistance. I think NEMA 4 is slightly less. Thank you. How do you can never move? What? You know you can never move. That is correct. I don't want to move. I don't want to move. Moving for me would be horrible. What do you expect from trolls? Exactly. Amen to that. Mesh. Yeah, if you want to give me, I never really asked for subscribers and thumbs up, but people are telling me to do that. So if you want to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, that's great. LOL on the ugly. Appreciate that. You hadn't heard of this before. That's why I'm sharing it. Cool. This is, again, look up chillers. Chillers are usually used in a industrial setting, and you're not used to seeing them in the residential world, but it's coming. There are 5-ton chillers, 2-ton chillers, and they can be stacked, and instead of using refrigerants in the house. So all the refrigerant is in a small cabinet in here, the refrigerant loop. Right now we're using a 410, but there's some other refrigerants that we're going to be telling you about that are more friendly. So this is kind of like installing a refrigerator outside. None of the refrigerants are going to be in the house. So there's a big move to get all VRF systems and DX systems outside of structures, because the refrigerant is flammable and dangerous and blah blah blah. And so if this system leaks, it's just water, so it's not going to hurt anybody. And so that's what I like to do with my wood boiler. My fire is outside, and I bring the hot water in. With this system, the refrigerant's outside, I'm going to bring the cold water in. How would that glycol mixture do with air? How would do with air conditioning? That's what this system is. It is an air conditioning system using glycol, but it's got to have the right coils. You can't use refrigeration coils to transport the water. The water stuff's a lot bigger. Air-cooled condenser, yes, it has that as well. It can also, the cool thing about this chiller from Multiaqua is that it can do geothermal exchanges too. So I can put a geothermal ground loop in a well or in the ground and go ahead and do it that way too. The controller in here is awesome, and I don't know if I can reach it. Oh, pardon me, I'm going to set down the camera. Bad angle, bad filming. Okay. So I've got all sorts of controls here and breakers. I'm hooking up my solar to here, and there's all sorts of relays for pump controls, and you can run everything remotely via internet, or you can do it from the touchpad there. Okay, your condensing coils and everything, like a normal heat pump, is down out here. Great quiet fan. This thing is super quiet, I might add. So it's an awesome new product from Multiaqua. You might not have heard of Multiaqua. They've been manufacturing equipment for 20 plus years for Trane. So good quality equipment. They make directly for manufacture for Trane. This is, but the gentleman who owns the company and I are good friends, and I approached him about, hey, let's try to run this thing off of solar. So for the last 8 months, to almost a year now, we have been brainstorming on how to make this baby run off of solar. We met Pika Energy in California. We traveled to Maine, and Ralph made a deal with them to put the inverters inside of this unit, and it works, folks. So it's really cool to see that the solar system is producing more power than we're using to heat and cool the structure. That is the goal, and any reserve goes into the Calmac ice tank for using it when you don't have solar. So anyway, there's people fighting on my channel. Imagine that. There's some real. All right, so don't even talk to the Doom guy there. He's gone. All right, so yeah, it is awesome stuff, Bradley. Appreciate that. So yeah, don't even talk to that guy. Just saw your ice ball video. Okay. Do you know if the compressor is a VFD? Yes, it is a VFD, and I believe it's at 380 volts DC. It's a variable frequency drive. It is a Copeland Scroll compressor. Emerson owns Copeland Scrolls, and so, man, don't even talk to that guy. I'm sorry. I guess the thing about doing live videos, you get some folks on here that are just, serious trolls. So you can't do much about it, I guess. Can I arrange to do a visit and see all your cool stuff? Yeah, if I'm here. Yes, it is a cooling and heating system. It's not just a cooling system. This is a simultaneous heat and cooling system with a COP, coefficient of performance, over 7.3. You will not find that on the market. Moderators, yeah, we need some. Or moderate yourself. I'm just going. Anyway, so I don't know how long I should go with this live video. I think I will just keep going till I see everybody say enough's enough. Now, so hopefully you got the gist of what I'm trying to do, and that is to take these two systems, marry them together with solar. My solar system's doing great. That video was, I finally went off the grid. This thing has been fantastic. Thanks again to all my folks that have helped me, like Johnny Valentine and Jason Andrade at West Coast Sustainables, and Chris Gray and Abraham. A lot of people that I've just have become good friends with, and we've learned a lot together. So yeah, I love it. I am sold on solar. It is the hub that I use for, even if I'm going to add wind or hydro, that solar is the hub by which we build the system around our battery-based system. So solar's doing great. So and I've run the chiller off of this array. I don't have any problem running it, but I'm going to add some more inverter capacity with the Pika Energy 7600 watt inverter. This is my system. Here's a 48 volt, but the Pika is a 380 volt, and it's very efficient. Much smaller inverter. Everything's smaller because the voltage is so high, and we can get away with a lot and do a lot longer DC runs too. So the arrays can be farther away without having to go crazy on your wire size. Can I see inside the storage tank? I would have to unbolt this. I will show it to you at some point in the videos, but there are 20 bolts right here that I'd have to take out, okay? I will go around and show you the specifications on the tank if you want to Google it for yourself. We are burying these in the other application. I'll show you that. And so thermal storage tank. This will get you all the information, hopefully, that you need to know about Calmac. They're at a New Jersey thermal storage tank, okay? All right, hopefully that helped. I like to see the A coils you used. Well, they are already put inside the unit, so I can't show you the A coils. This is one that I pulled out, so let me just go ahead and, this is just a little show and tell. This YouTube live is cool. Kind of more spontaneous. All right, I like it. This is a traditional A coil. I've replaced it with an A coil that looks almost identical. So basically the air is flowing in to this A coil. This is not correctly in the right configuration. You don't have this kind of stuff in a hydronic one, and the tubes are much bigger. The manifolds are bigger, and there's more of them. No, it's about the same number, and they're just bigger in a water coil. This is a refrigerant coil, but basically the same size. So I was able to find a hydronic coil that matched this size, and with minimal sheet metal work, I was able to pull it out and put the other one in and use the same drain pans, condensation pans, and all that. Live rocks. I think it is. I think it does. Is your setup just replacing the evaporator coil with a chilled water? Now, my setup is replacing everything to do with refrigerant. I pulled out the line sets. I ripped out the coils. So I have 2 coils in my air handler. I have this hydronic A coil for air conditioning. I also have another coil radiator cut in for the heat side, the hot side. So I can feed both coils with the cold and hot water of this, or the hot water from my wood boiler, which is over there. So I can actually, and then I can switch seasonally if I want to. I don't need ice in the winter. I turn this tank into a hot water tank if I want to. So I'll have, how many gallons again? It's 400, 615. Oh man, I think it's 400. Gosh, what is this thing in gallons? Sorry about that. I think it's 450 gallons. I can't believe it's not on the spec sheet. I have to look it up. Anyway, so in the winter, I'm going to actually just use hot water. We're talking any material that does a phase change, like ice, water does phase change, and paraffin wax is another thing we're looking at to store heat. But we can just heat this up with water. So I have 400 gallons of 185 degree water out there, and I might be able to add this in there and have, with all I'd have about 1,000 gallons of 180 degree water stored. And thanks for all the comments. Cool. Appreciate it. Didn't know that they paid for stupid. with about 10 inches of foam. This thing is a super insulated tank. This is what these folks do. Calmac, what kind of consumption on cloudy days? Well, obviously you don't have the heat load on a cloudy day like today, and so I'm not sure. Everything's a function of the load and amount of sun. So it takes, yeah, anyway, I don't know if that answered your question. So how long have I gone? I've gone 20 minutes on YouTube Live. I almost said Facebook. All right. Getting some really nice. Scott, can I fly my drone up there right now? Sure, but it's raining. I've seen so many YouTubers, and I have to tell you, you're probably the one with the less buffering. Great connection. Hey, thanks for the feedback. Again, yeah, I've had problems doing YouTube Live on the job, so I thought I'd try it at my house, and the Google Pixel phone's doing it. You're welcome. Appreciate it. You should try hot ice water heater. Anyway, ignore the troll. Yes, reception is great. Cool. Anyway, you got any other questions? You got any questions about this system? I better hurry up and put it in because my wife is gonna kill me. I've ripped all of our air conditioning and heating capabilities out of our home so that I could do this R&D project, and there's really no good time to do it. So ripping and tearing, we're gonna put these back in, or put them in place, start plumbing. We've gone through all my, everything will be 1.25 inch, so I don't have a friction loss issue, and I'm just doing it in PVC, Schedule 40, and I'm going to insulate it really well. A lot of control valves, solenoid valves, just strainers, trying to use some good practices to catch any junk for maintenance, and ways to get rid of, flush out the glycol. And so if you're an expert in hydronics, I'm all ears. I've been following somebody called Siggy, John Sigenthaler, actually from my alma mater, RPI, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. He is like the world-renowned expert in hydronics. He's done this his whole life. So hoping I can make him proud and put a system in that would match his standards. Do you partially bury the tank? You can partially bury the tank. The ones we've just buried are buried. Actually, only the lid is exposed, and everything from here down is buried. So you can bury it. How do you move these things around? I move these things around with a good old New Holland Ford tractor with a set of forks. I have bought this new, put 1,600 hours on it. This is my workhorse. It's getting a little rough, but without the set of forks and the quick disconnect, I've got a bucket, bale spear, and forks. Without this tractor, I don't get much done. It's been an amazing piece of equipment. It's strong enough to lift all these things. It's small enough to get into some tight places, and it's just a 35 PTO horsepower tractor. So R4 tires suck for homesteading. Wrong. That's where you're wrong. Well, most people don't have a tractor. R4 tires are the best. These I do. I've dug my basement with these R4 tires. These tires, most people don't know how to use a tractor, and these tires need to be filled. My tires are filled to the rim with antifreeze mixture, so I have tremendous ballast. The beauty of an R4 tire, that's a lot of weight when that's full of water. Again, I do everything with water. That you can't get that in an ag tire, as much volume on this size tractor. So the R4 tires are incredibly a good low center of gravity ballast system, and they're unstoppable with weight below with a low center of gravity. So, and the other thing is, when I go to a customer's house, ag tires absolutely destroy their yard. The R4 is a great compromise, more traction than I can get any other way because of the weight. Don't forget the weight and ballast. A lot of people like to pull front end wheelies because they don't put fluid in their tires. It's just dumb. Excuse me, it's a little rant there. How close do you put those units to the house? This unit will be right next to my house in the same location my heat pumps were. It's super quiet. I got a perfect spot for it. I've already poured the pad. And is it more effective than geothermal? Yeah, the reason, a lot of times the geothermal systems still have compressors in them that are not variable speed. There's a lot of equipment in the that is just not efficient in the most geothermal systems. That's why we can't run them off of solar unless you spend way too much money. So, and again, this system can take advantage of geothermal. I'm going to hook it to my swimming pool in exchange with that. I'm going to hook it to water in the ground. So you can use this. It's not called a geothermal chiller, but it can actually exchange with the ground if you want to. Can you show us where you're putting the units? You really want me to walk around there? I will. Anyway, that's the beautiful thing. You don't have to keep watching. Yeah, I'll take you over there. Let's do a little. It is raining, folks, so bear with me. All right, I'm gonna show you where I'm putting everything. Whoa, dee dee da, dee 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 da da da. What? Pardon me while I tear up the yard. Okay, so what I'm gonna do. This is a mess now, so I get to show you all of the mess. This is really a mess. I poured this little pad. This is where the chiller is going to set. Okay. There was a 4-ton heat pump here. I took it out, ripped that out, and I have a 2.5 ton that still works fine, and I'm pulling that out. That's all disconnected now. I already pumped down the refrigerant. And this PEX it's just too small for the chiller. Too much friction loss, so that's why I'm ripping all that out. So I'm going to clean this area up, but there'll be just the chiller sitting here. Underneath my porch on the other side is where I'm going to put the Calmac tank. Okay, so it's actually underneath, and there's enough headroom to fit it, but it's under roof, so I won't have a problem. So this is where the chiller is going to sit. All this is going to get cleaned up. It better. It's looking real rough right now. And then I will exchange with the swimming pool. Got a heat exchanger on there. All right, so that's where she's going to sit. All right, does that help? And then the solar, just for you to know while we're talking air conditioning, the solar air conditioner that I have been running for 2 years has done really well, and that's on top of my roof. So I don't know if you can see I got 900 watts of solar up on the roof and that mini split, and that works really good. But we're switching all over to water. Okay, let me show you the location where I'm going to put that tank. I got to remove my rain catchment barrel here. And then, so, man, when you go live, you get to show everybody your junk. You don't get to clean anything up first, but I should have. So in this area is where the Calmac tank, between this wall and these posts, I got 6 inches of clearance. I'm going to slide it in under here, so there's no sun on it, so it'll be really good. And then that buffering tank there will be I will switch between cold and hot using a small tank and a large tank. So, ice, baby. Please don't show everyone your junk. I knew I shouldn't have said that. That's clean compared to my place. Anyway, I got to remove this rain catchment system I put up next to my swimming pool to get this tank, Calmac tank, to fit in here. So over there will be where the chiller sits on the other side of my porch. Chiller, and then all the plumbing and everything. So all the ugliness will be on that far wall and this wall, and pumps will be mounted there. And I've already got power disconnects and everything I need to hook everything up. So, and can you do a review soon on the mini split? I did a review on the mini split. There's several videos if you just search for it on my channel. I did several reviews, did a dog kennel in North Carolina with 2 of them, and it's working very, very well. And how much does it cost? Does the whole system cost? Good question. This is R&D, and my buddy's doing me a favor. I'm basically bartering and working my tail off to be able to have some of this equipment. As long as I'm providing feedback to them. There are 85 beta test units, and so I'm just working for equipment right now. So I don't know how much. We don't have a price on the full chiller inverter system. Okay. All right. So, and then the boiler, of course, will be part of the system that we continue to run year round and do our hot water. But I'll burn a lot less wood and go solar more and more. This is my 12th year with the Classic, so really, you might want to sit down live and answer some of these. Okay, I'm gonna do a sit down live. How about, I want some feedback if you can tell me. I want to do a live Friday night subject, like we'll pick hydronics as a subject, or we'll pick spring development or solar water pumping as a project, and we'll sit down and do a live, and I'll basically tell you what I know and what I've learned, and I'll show you some things. And then we'll do a Q&A session every Friday night with Engineer 775. And I'm just curious if you'd be interested in that. I will do it if you aren't. If you do that, definitely have a moderator, okay? It's good to know. This is why I'm doing this. Spring development, yeah, spring development would be one subject. Ram pumps would be another. Solar will be one. Solar hot water will be another. Biomass, boilers, generators will be one. Each one of these things can be a subject. Anything from homesteading, tractors, food production, portable solar generators, DIY stuff. I don't care. Anything. And to get people fired up, if you want to throw any Bible questions at me, I would love that as well. But we can save that for another YouTube live session. So that's another thing would be fun to talk about. Show us your ram pump. Well, my ram pump's running. You're gonna make me, okay. We'll do that on another one, okay? Yeah, the ram pump's been running since 1998, and it's on the other side of the property. Hello from Germany. I'm learning from you and appreciate it. Cool. That's the main reason for this channel. I hope you're learning something. Gives you the initiative, to know that you can do it. It does work, and that you just get excited about it. So anyway, I've gone 31 minutes, and that's probably long enough. And I'm going to deal with a couple people that were really nasty on here. YouTube's going to like them here in a bit. The ram pump does not need a lot of maintenance. Absolutely no maintenance. I've had it almost 20 years running away, and I've rebuilt it and painted it once just because I wanted to. So mash your thumbs up, boys. Turn them blue. Yes, say hello to the cows. Anyway, thanks for showing up for this live YouTube. I went long enough to give people a chance, but I will be announcing an actual scheduled time to do these videos on YouTube, so that we can do a serious Q&A session. I'll be sitting at my desktop, and we'll be able to fly through it, and hopefully we'll work a moderator on those and see if I can answer your questions. All right, folks, take care. Have an awesome day, and go solar, go chillers. And there's, hey California, oh man, the comments just went through so fast I can't even see them. So, Simple Pump, hey Simple Pump, I don't know if that's Michael Linehan. Hey Michael. But we'll do a hand pump. We'll do oh man, we'll do several water classes on YouTube Live. Are you on Wi-Fi or burning data on your phone? Yeah, I'm burning data. But it's actually Verizon Unlimited, so I'm burning it, I don't care. And it is really raining, so I'm going to cut off here and go unload my chiller in my tank. And take care, folks. See you later. Finish it up. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yeah.